My wonderful, beautiful, amazing Leos. I'm Gabriella from Gabriella's Vampire Tarot. For today, I'm going to be doing a general reading of past, present, future 9 card spread. I'm going to be using the regular tarot deck, clarify with the vampire deck, draw a special vampire card, draw a vampire oracle, and then draw 3 yes or no answers for thee. But before I do that, I actually want to show you my new dress that the human had purchased for me. It's a black dress, but it's similar to that big, red dress that I occasionally wear for my readings, especially the love readings. But this one is like a black version of it, so. But anyway, just wanted to add that little part to it. But let's get started. Okay, the general card is the Chariot, Cancer energy. Unless you have Cancer somewhere in your star chart. But let's look at the first row, which also is your past. Oops. You get the Ten of Cups reversed. Queen of Swords reversed. And then you get the King of Cups. Okay. Yeah, I do see, that there's a bit of a setback that's happened, in your past somewhere. I can't say when or how, for that matter. But yeah, with the Ten of Cups, it's like, it could have been some kind of loss of some kind, maybe some ending. But it's also having no kind of confidence within you in the past. Because normally with the Ten of Cups, which is like, the happy home, happy earth, happy family, like the Ten of Pentacles and the Four of Wands for that matter. But it's about also feeling happy home, happy hearth within your body and confidence of thinking, okay, I can handle this. But yeah, something caused you to lack confidence in the past. And regarding the Queen of Swords reversed, unless you have, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, somewhere in your star chart, but you also pretty much also lack clarity. You also felt, directionless. You just pretty much just thought, well, I don't know how to handle this whole situation. But yet, the King of Cups was kind of like clarity. It was kind of a bit of an uncertainty, but it was kind of like, you're looking at the past, and saying, well, what happened and how could we have avoided that? And this is kind of like a learning moment that actually took place in your past for my beloved Leos, man, woman, follower, fledgling for that matter. But yeah, something, is actually, giving you more clarity because of this whole incident that happened. Well, I really hope it's not all too big of a setback for that, for that matter in any way, but we're going to have to keep going. But I do actually think everything should work out just fine eventually. Now, in current times, you get the Temperance reversed, Sagittarius energy. Four of Pentacles reversed. And Eight of Wands. Okay, this is where you're finally actually changing course. Now, the thing is, when we look at these two cards, the Temperance, it's kind of also about feeling imbalanced and stuff like that. Because normally with the Temperance upright, it's like being in a serene, at peace, mindset. One foot is in the water, one is on land, and here's your beautiful crown. You could also have Sagittarius somewhere in your star chart. But this is actually, everything is just working out. But since it came in reversed, it's also about wanting to take action finally. Because I know that a lot of cats, they always land on their feet no matter what. But, I know that, Leos, when they're dealt with setbacks, they just don't give up. You guys are fixed. You're determined. You're passionate. You pretty much just think, oh, yeah, you really think that's what happened? Well, I'm going to, prove you guys wrong. And you guys always end up being successful afterwards. But I could understand how, taking any kind of, action for that matter also causes one to feel a bit imbalanced regarding the Four of Pentacles reverse of thinking, well, how are we going to handle this whole, we'll change for that matter. But this is actually fast moving heading towards you or you heading towards it for that reason. So I do see, a change of course, a change of fate for my beloved Leos. I mean, it looked like that there was some kind of setback, but hopefully, pretty much also motivated you to want to say, okay, let's start, we'll bringing back our fiery passion for that matter. Because you are incredibly ambitious and determined with the Chariot as the overall cards. So I just love the fact that my Leos do not ever give up. Because in the future, Queen of Wands, confidence, you and your strong suit. Four of Swords, taking action. Oof, and the Tower reversed that something had to break down. Well, what I actually see here is you're kind of breaking down old patterns and negativity. Because, being the strong, beautiful Queen of Wands, whoever, I'm speaking to you in this reading. The thing is, it's like I do see a confidence that's finally getting you to take action, and you have to kind of break something down so you can actually start off with new beginnings. Because you are incredibly motivated and ambitious, and and that's never going to stop you from actually saying, okay, we are the confident, beautiful Queen of Wands upright, and with the Four of Swords reversed, it's saying, okay, we need to get out of our comfort level, our slumber mode, and stuff like that, and we need to kind of, we'll break something down, and this is like breaking down the negativity or any kind of negative patterns for that matter. But let's do some clarification. Okay, as for the Ten of Cups reversed, Lord of Skulls. Okay, and so you can also have Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. What I see here is, it's like you were still incredibly confident. I mean, mostly, grounded and realistic, regarding this whole, Ten of Cups reverse kind of situation. It could have been a loss of some kind, or maybe, but yet, you were incredibly, grounded and stable no matter what. As the King of Pentacles, are you still, you still had, something positive going on with you, even though it was pretty much still painful when, something just didn't work out in the favor for my beloved Leos, because I know how much you all love luxury. You are the king and queen of the jungle, and king and queen of the entire zodiac for that matter, so I can understand how nothing is ever going to, be good enough, in the sense that you guys always deserve the best no matter what. So if this was some kind of negative setback, the thing is this is sort of like the Five of Cups kind of situation. And the Five of Cups is where, you see, the three knocked over chalices, you pretty much, may have lost something, but you still have two chalices behind you thinking, okay, not all is lost. Yes, something big, will probably, contribute to this, will change of some kind. But yet, you still have the two of chalices behind you to say, okay, we still have at least, that, positive aspect, regarding anything that you still own and have. As for the Queen of Swords reverse, you kind of feel a bit directionless. You kind of feel like, you're off of your planning and stuff like that. But you got the Nine of Pentacles. And this is also about living in an abundant, lifestyle in the past and stuff like that. So the thing is, the name of the game so far is, it's like, it's important to even have gratitude, even, during, the darkest times and stuff like that. I mean, hypothetically, let's say that you suffered from some kind of blackout, okay, hopefully it was just a temporary blackout for that matter, or even like, being stuck in a metaphorical traffic jam for that matter. But the most important thing is as long as you can, try to cling on to them positive aspects, saying, at least I'm healthy, or at least I still have my family, or at least I have a very beautiful car, or this is just a temporary setback for that matter. Sometimes you have to kind of talk yourself out of, the negativity by, presenting it with, all kinds of positivity, saying, yes, I'm not happy with all my current events and stuff like that, but yeah, I'm still grateful, for all the positive things, that's taking place, and during current times. I mean, I do see you very confident and, very bold in the future. King of Cups, Daughter of Septus. This is where you're pretty much already, changing course for the better. Yes, and that's what I love to see is, it's like, this is you actually, seeing clarity. This is you actually, providing yourself with, nurturing, loves, care, support from water. Again, you could have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio somewhere in your star chart, or you could even have a family or a friend who is a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But yeah, this is where you're actually already changing your fate, because sometimes, when you focus on actually the positive, aspects of anything negative, then suddenly, all the negativity has no value. Because if you focus too much on any kind of negativity, like, that negative, they didn't have that particular grocery item for that matter. Now I just feel like my whole, foundation is lost and stuff like that. Well, maybe it might come back again. Maybe you just need to have patience, or maybe you have to go travel another 20 minutes to a different store for that matter. It's like those types of things, but it's not hopefully anything all too negative for that matter. But for the Temperance reverse, you feel a bit maybe imbalanced or uneasy or something, or maybe you're finally taking action because you get the Daughter of Skulls, the Page of Pentacles. Now, what I love about this card is this could be you, even though it is an Earth card, but this, man, woman, blonde, brunette, redhead, but The thing is, the Page of Pentacles is embarking on this kind of, financial career of some kind. But I love how, she may be a bit unhappy about being, in a dark, uncertain forest, stuff like that. But she has her tiny little candle of hope. So even though it may seem all doom and gloom, maybe, for some humans in this world, I really hope that is not at all the case. However, sometimes, just focusing on the tiny little bits of optimism and positivity will pretty much just, will take, actually, lighten the entire forest for that matter. Thinking, okay, we may not be getting everything that we want, or maybe we've dealt with some kind of setback, but we still have a lot of positivity going in our favor for that matter. Wow. Four of Pentacles reversed, you get Fortune. So either, you could feel a bit imbalanced still in current times, and this is in the center of the entire read, but I do see Fortune for my beloved, amazing, lucky Leos. I think I've already mentioned lucky Leos in one of my past readings for you, but I do see luck and fortune heading your way real soon. Can't say when or how, but that's what's also motivating you to want to actually, take off, or something even more is going to be heading towards you, and that's what's even confidence that's going to be heading towards you again. So, I mean, this is also a fixed card, next to Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, but also for my beloved Leos for that matter, but this is one of your beautiful cards as well. I know you have to share, but it's still a very beautiful, lucky card for my lucky Leo. So even though you may feel a bit imbalanced, I do see luck and fortune heading towards you in current times. Eight of Wands, Four of Grails. And now, either, you could be presented with something coming up real soon or something, or you could be heading off into a different direction, but I do sense some form of hesitancy regarding this offering of the Four of Cups. Well, the thing is, it's like, I can understand how any kind of offering could make one, if you've already dealt with any kind of negative setback where you just think, oh, I just want to, and go into hiding for a bit and lick my wounds a bit. Well, any kind of recovery, take as much time and effort as possible to recover for that matter. But yeah, if something is heading towards you quite fast, I would just look at it, analyze it, but also always ask as many questions as possible for this potential offering. If you sense any kind of hesitancy, I would just take off and say, no, I'm not going to deal with this, because there's usually, your gut instinct, your senses are there for a reason that are sharp as nails for that matter. If you feel that something heading towards you is kind of make you feeling a bit uncertain or uneasy for that matter, I would not, put too much time and effort. I mean, if you want to make sure that all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed for that matter, I would also do that first before you take off. But if you really think, no, this is something I really don't want to be dealing with, I already have my senses are telling me, just, walk away, turn around, whatever it is that humans do, during a situation like that, I would definitely, follow your senses for that matter. Queen of Wands, you get the Three of Scepters. Now I see confidence, and it's pretty much leading you on the ship of opportunity, and you're finally taking action, and there's going to be a real grand change taking place in the future. Now I can't say what exactly for that matter, but that's why I'm just your tarot guide reader. But yeah, I see a lot of confidence taking place because you're finally taking off. Now either, you could be accepting this potential offering that's finally giving you the confidence and the resources to will embark on this ship of opportunity, will taking you out into this alternative route or world, for that matter. But I do see a lot of strong, confident Leos in the future. Because for the Four of Swords afterwards, you get Judgment. Okay, well, the Judgment has mixed, it's a grand announcement of some kind, but what kind of grand announcement could be helping you, get motivated and be contributing to this real big change, because you have so much confidence and motivation in the future? Marriage potential? Offering? Pregnancy? So the thing is, Judgment is clarity, but it's definitely some big, giant announcement that's taking place for my beloved lucky Leos. Because the thing is, it's like the Judgment. Normally you see these humans standing in their coffins looking up at this angel, blowing a trumpet, grand announcement, but there's a joyous occasion taking place for my beloved Leos in the future. And that's also, causing you to want to actually, take action and finally, to say, okay, we're finally motivated. We are strong and confident. We're boarding this beautiful Three of Wands, which is also another fire card for that matter. I mean, it looks like it could be an Aries for that matter. You could be, dealing with an Aries, or, you can have Aries somewhere in your star chart, because the Tower is an Aries card. But I do see you actually putting time and effort regarding this big announcement, because for the Tower reversed, Four of Wands. Happy home, happy hearth, happy family. I can't show this card, but I do see this big change of a grand announcement. Marriage, partnership, happy home, happy hearth, happy family, confidence. But whatever it may be, I can understand how any kind of offering, that could be leading to this big change of some kind could always make you feel a bit uncertain, because I know how, it's like, curiosity killed the cat for that reason. But the thing is I know how strong and confident and incredibly intelligent and intuitive my beautiful Leos are in this reading, and in my, and in, this channel circle for that matter, or even, for the ones who haven't subscribed just yet. But I see a very beautiful, happy ending, and there's going to be a big change taking place. I can't say what exactly. That's why I only mentioned a few examples for that matter. But that's what's also contributing to this immense motivation taking place in current times. Wow. I'm so honored. I'm so honored. Special vampire card, Ace of Swords. You're finally taking action. You could have Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, or this could even be taking place during Gemini season coming up in a few weeks and stuff like that. But I see you finally taking time, effort, and putting a lot of strength. And you're going to be doing maybe some kind of battle, but I just see so much luck, fortune, motivation, passion, this big change taking place. Happy home, happy hearth, happy family, whatever it may be, but you're going to have a beautiful, happy ending. Congratulations. Your special oracle, Death Rite, saying goodbye, formal occasion, and honoring lives. This is your rebirthing card, and this is not per se the death card that I pulled for the vampire, but this is your rebirthing. You're stepping into a new, beautiful Leo. Yes, you're going to be saying goodbye to all kinds of negativity in the past. You're going to be having a formal occasion regarding that judgment, marriage, courtship, big change, whatever it may be, having a baby, happy home, happy earth, happy family, and honoring lives. Wow. I wish I didn't have to stop with this reading, but I have to finish off with 3 yes or no answers right now. But I really hope that this will resonate, because it looks amazing. Because speaking of the Tower reversed, even though it is technically a no card, yes, for answer number 1, you got a no with the second Tower reversed. You got a yes with the 7 of Swords reversed. And then you got a no with the 10 of Pentacles reversed. So you actually got 1 yes and 2 no's in this reading. But my goodness, Leo, I really hope that this will resonate, because it looks incredibly promising. But either way, thank you so much for joining me on this. I'm going to have to, sad but true, end it right here for you. But in a few days, I'm going to go back to love readings. So for now, I'm just doing general and love readings. But if you want to have a personal reading, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, post in the little discussion box below, and request a reading, and I'll respond to you with my email. But thank you so much for joining me in this very beautiful reading and voyage. Many more to come. But anyway, thank you so much. I love you guys incredibly, and may everything just work out in your favor for my lucky Leos.